Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Amin bin Ahmad Fauzi. I want to present to you Dr. Azamuddin bin Hussein for my DCT683 Forensic Engineering Individual Assignment about NDT concrete testing. NDT is known for non-destructive tests for the concrete. This NDT is to determine the concrete strength and other characteristics from construction that are currently in project. NDT will give instant result and true strength and characteristic of the concrete. Normally, NDT is used for compressive tensile strength and corrosion in steel for assessing concrete quality in the structure. Okay, now we will move to our first test, that is rebound hammer testing. The rebound hammer that I use on this test is from NL Scientific, and the type of rebound hammer is 4021X/003N. The rebound hammer, or also known as wedge hammer, is to evaluate the hardness of the concrete surface. There are two features of using this type of rebound hammer. That is, it uses aluminium case, make it the product is lightweight and can be easily bring to anywhere. The aluminium case also will increase the durability of the rebound hammer. Second one is accurate measurement. This NL rebound hammer will perform a consistent and reliable measurement for the surface hardness on the concrete. The material needed for doing rebound hammer testing is rebound hammer, grinding stone, and a marking point. Okay, now we will move to the procedure of operation to do the rebound hammer testing.
Firstly, smoothing the test surface.
Next, determine the location the test will be conducted.
Then, perform the test and push the button. Record the data and release the button. Then repeat to next location.
The NL Scientific Rebound Hammer is following the standard of ASTM C805 International, British Standard 1881 and DIN 10848 that is German standard, and more. There are limitations of using rebound hammers, such as rebound hammer is rely on surface heavily. The roughness or the wetness of the surface will affect the result on using rebound hammer. Then, rebound hammer need to be calibrated regularly for getting the best result. And last is rebound hammer has limited depth assessment for doing the test, since it only measures the surface of the concrete. These are the standard results of doing rebound hammer testing. As we can see, the result doing the rebound hammer at Bengkel Serbaguna UiTM Seri Iskandar is average, are fair, the quality of concrete. As the conclusion of using rebound hammer, the instrument is very useful for conducting a non-destructive evaluation of the strength of the concrete. Okay, now we will move to ultrasonic pulse velocity, or UPV. The UPV used on this test is from Proceed, and the model is Pundit Ultrasonic that has been made from year 2023. The UPV is used to find interior defect in concrete such as crack. Each transducer will be placed on each side of crack. There are features of using UPV that is very movement recorded will get a timestamp, and the recorded measure can be viewed without needed of laptop. These are the material need to do the UPV testing. First is the UPV meter, second is transducer, third is calibration rod, and finally a coupling gel. This is the procedure of doing the UPV testing.
Set up the machine for calibrate top measure. Put gel to transducer and calibration rod. Calibrate the transducer. Then set up to velocity pulse measure. Measure the distance of each transducer from crack. Put the transducer on first point of the measured distance and put the gel for make it easy to measure the pulse. Start measuring for first point. Move the transducer to second point.
The limitation of doing UPV test is the presence of the particle and the condition on the surface like uneven surface will impact in the accuracy of UPV test. The UPV test is follow the standard of ATSM C597, ATSM E494 and BSI 98. This is the result of doing UPV test in the bengkel serbaguna. The test is meaning for the line from the crack and the point is the meaning the point of the test. The result is mean for the depth of the crack. As the conclusion, UPV is an effective entity for evaluating the crack depth and quality of the concrete. Okay, now we move to the half cell potential. The half cell would be used the machine from Proceed and the model of Canning. The machine are made on 2017. The function of half cell is to find the corrosion at the rebar in the concrete. The features of doing half cell is would cause non-damage to concrete and can identify earlier about the corrosion on the rebar, even without the symptom on the outside. The material needed for doing half cell is first is half cell, second is multimeter, third is distilled water and copper and sulfate and alligator lips. This is the procedure of mixture half cell chemical.
Measure distilled water. Measure the copper sulfate. Mix the copper sulfate into distilled water. Pour the copper mix into half cell.
This is the procedure of operation during the half cell test.
Wet the concrete surface for easy reading. Make a point test on concrete surface. Connect half cell and alligator clip to voltmeter. Connect the alligator clip to steel reinforcement. Perform the half cell potential test and record data, and repeat to next point.
Half cell is following the standard of ASTM C876. The limitation of using half cell is need all the material mentioned before. Also, to doing the test, it may be need to drill the hole on the concrete to get the reinforcement bar. This is the result of doing half cell. If the result more than negative 350 MV, then the corrosion is 95%. If the negative 200 to 300, the corrosion is 50%. And if below than 200, then 0%. So the result of the half cell test is below 200 and it means 0% corrosion. As the conclusion of using half cell, it can help finding the corrosion earlier on the concrete, and half cell will not interrupt the regular activity and construction project. Thank you for listening to my presentation.